Hello, my name is Raymond Karchowski. I am a living Christ. I am an American. What is that? I was born in the geographic area called America, United States of America. What is that? It's a word. What is that word? That word is a fictional symbol, a vessel which carries within it the spirit of truth, or the conflicted spirit of the lie, the contradiction. That's the civilized way. But, again, what am I? I am a living man, not unlike every other living man on the face of the earth, regardless of where they live and by what definitions surround them, in identifying them as members of an exclusive group. Groupthink. What is groupthink? Groupthink is the very source of hell. It is arbitrary, fictional. It divides living men, like this living Christ, from others who call themselves Russians, Chinese, Indians, Jews, Palestinians. You understand? Those are words. But what are words when you look at what a living man is? It is the creation of those living men, an artificial, a fictional reality of belief which separates, confuses, and confounds all those who believe in such satanic symbols. We are divided, separated. We become argumentative. We become broken, unwhole, unholy. Understand what that is? That's merely evidence of duality. And duality is the energy of hell. And our whole world has been immersed in that unholy energy since the beginning of the first civilization that was ruled by the conscious, satanically ruled, indoctrinated energy of the conscious intellect. That's the Garden of Eden, spoken of in myth and legend. And what is the subconscious mind? Truth, the oneness, the non-duality, where all there exists is what is. Truth, love, life. There is no duality to be found in the subconscious mind. Do you understand? That's what God is. God is truth. And you, each and every one of you, for the matter, set aside the you and the me, for that's just fictional words, speaking, communicating. That's what we're saddled with. We lose our non-dualistic direct observation called awareness, called resonance with truth, which is love. There is no contradiction in love. Contradiction is found only in the conscious intellect, the dualistic, divided, separative intellect. That is satanic. You've often been misdirected by words into divine and satanic. Do you understand that? Divine is whole, satanic is fragmented, split, divided, argumentative. Look at that. I'm speaking to you of truth. You cannot deny anything that I have. You cannot deny anything that I have said so far, for I have spoken truth. This world is divided artificially into a fictional world. We are not living in truth. We are not living in love. We are fighting. We are committing crimes based in greed, based in power, based in exploitation. Is that not symptoms of every divided kingdom, republic? Do you understand? If you divide by boundaries, which is another word, which separates an holistic earth into fragments called countries, and then you fight over those imaginary boundary lines. You kill. And why do you do so? Because you believe in the words which have been conditioned to you all of your life. You have been taught that in schools. You have been graded on how well you swallow such theories and repeat them back by being tested and graded. And those who have been broken up the most into divided men and women are what is called the popular people, the politicians, the men of power, of greed, of wealth. And they hold that wealth by virtue of extracting it from other men, because that wealth is one's personal energy that is converted into money. That's what money's all about. Money is made out of thin air by those men who are able to pull the wool over the eyes of living men and women and make them doubt themselves. By making them doubt themselves, they become persons. They agree to be persons. They consent to be persons. They vote to be persons. Do you understand? What is a person? An artificial, fictional word that makes a person a nonentity, a member by choice or by conquest, into a slave. Most of you, hearing my voice, hearing this inarguable truth, cannot deny that I'm describing this satanic world that has not known peace since the beginning of time. It cannot be peace. It cannot enjoy peace, for it is forever broken up, divided, and in contradiction with itself and with illusory, fictional others that are products of one's own conditioned intellect. I've just described the world to you, the civilized world. It requires your belief in order to live in that kind of hell. Can one live in a world without boundaries, without supports of satanic forces which know only conflict and confusion, contradiction, in order to live, in order to thrive? And how does it live and thrive? By extracting the energy of the group thinkers, the slaves. Great power is extracted by that energy, because that's all this world is. At the level of truth, it's love. It's energy that is holistic. And you are that energy. I am that energy. But you say now, wait a minute. How can you and me be one energy? It is only your conditioned blocks of your intellect, taught to you, trained into you, habituated into you, where you are punished if you do not consent to go along, to get along, to be an American, to be a Russian. Forget Zionism. That's the devil incarnate that wants to rule the world. Satan. That's what Israel is. Fundamentally, the fictitious but powerful thought base, satanic thought base, that has changed the world into a squabbling, divisive, angry, confused, structured piece of belief. Belief is not truth. Belief is a representation, a fiction, an idea of truth. Truth is undefinable. It is what is. You understand? It has no word attached to it until you attach it by intellectual machination. It is the intellect of man that is satanic, that creates the divisions of political and religious beliefs. I'm saying some things here that are revolutionary, that go to the fundamental of human living man's consciousness that is beyond all words. The Bible is regarded by you as a sacred book. But so are the Upanishads. You understand? So is the Quran, another set of beliefs based on words, sacred words that are sacred only because someone tells you they are. And you are ruled either by compulsion, threat of death, if you do not believe. Here in America, we're a little more civilized. We don't put people to death for their beliefs. The hell we don't. We just don't, we call them something else. I am a living man, a living Christ. And all that means is I am a simple man of non-dualistic truth. And that's all that Jesus of Nazareth was. And look what they made of him. They fashioned a divine image of a superhuman, a God, the Son of God. Clue, we're all sons of God. We've been trained out of that. We have been made to doubt ourselves. And that's why life on earth is hell. Because it's based in satanic mind control that separates, divides, confuses, angers. It's violent. It creates habitual patterns of life. It's responsible for crime. It's responsible for wars. It's responsible for the rich and the poor and the manipulation of money, which is simply created out of thin air. And you are trained to believe that it has value, and you believe it. So, that's what money is. Faith and value of an illusion that is drummed into you, coerced, under fear, by belief. And even that crumbles because it's fictional. It isn't real. And when power shifts, as it ordinarily does, definitions shift. Money shifts. That's what's going on right now with this financial collapse. It's all a fictional, satanic plot that people who are left ignorant because they fear, they doubt themselves, they do not understand that they are the living men. And the living men and women are the creators of government. They are the creators of religion. Do you understand? Both those organizations are merely thoughts that living men and women hold in their heads. And they believe that these fictional thoughts have power over them. And they obey these fictional thoughts created by them as their master. You understand how insane that is? Once again, can you handle the truth? Or does it upset you? Is what I'm saying to you upsetting? causing you to react, causing you to be violent, striking fear in your hearts. If you were truthful to yourself, you would admit to yourself that I create an uncomfortable feeling in you. That is the indication that you are living a lie. You are living in contradiction. And contradiction is sin. And they create the illusion that you were born in sin. In a way, once you believe, once you grasp the wholeness of what is truth and make it into a partial understanding, which is a lie, which is a belief, which falls short of being holistic, non-dualistic. You fall from grace, from truth, from the oneness of being. When you do that, you abandon heaven, which is truth, which is love, which is peace, all non-dualistic energies, and you gravitate for the excitement of the divisive, dualistic, satanically ruled intellect. And you volunteer for it. That's the exciting life that you're looking for. Because what is truth, love, becomes very boring to you. Well, that's what you want. That's what you get. Understand, you can't have it both ways. If you're going to support the dualistic way of life, the life of hell on earth, that's what you're going to make of it until you destroy yourself and those whom you imaginatively oppose. That's politics. Billions of you live that way. How many Jesus Christs are there? Just Ed? One. You see. Every one of you, at the very core of your being, is a Christ. For Christ is simply a man of truth. He does no harm. He tells no lies. And that's what makes him a Christ. However, try and speak that to a world of stark raving lunatics who believe in cockamamie theories and form organizations of groupthink, of those who think like them, looking for a fight with someone who holds the opposite opinion or policy. That's the world that civilized man has created for himself through intellectual thought. It is the world of hell.